1.
Kingstonian suffered a 5-1 defeat here at Folkestone. Tough place to come, but made a lot harder with Rob Tolfrey being sent off after only 3 or 4 minutes. Hayden, did that almost kill the game as a contest before it even really started?
You know, as much as you want to say no, I think you have to be honest and say yes. Things certainly seem to conspire against us today. That was obviously the first one. Was it a sending off? I will be interested to see it again.
Rob doesn't even seem sure whether it's hit his hand or not.
No. My feeling is that it wasn't. I think he's been really unlucky. I don't want to stand here and criticise officials, but if I'm open, my instincts were it was really harsh against Rob. So now you're playing against a team that are very good. They have great firepower going forward, and suddenly a young goalkeeper makes his debut at this level. And you know, this kid's going to be good. This kid is been with us for a couple of years. He's out on loan at the moment. He was recalled for this game because of the injuries that we're suffering at the moment. And it was a baptism of fire. It was a little too much for Mason. The truth is, he's a young boy. It was a little too much for Mason, but let's not beat him up. He's a young kid that's learning, and his learning curve today was a little more drastic than what we would have hoped.
And then we've lost one of our centre-backs 10 minutes in as well.
Well, it actually got worse than that because Jerry Permo in the warm-up pulled his groin. And so Jerry come onto the pitch and he wasn't fit. And I think that you could see that. Jerry has come on. We have 10 men, we're reorganising, unfortunately given the goal away for the first goal. So we're not even playing with 10, we're playing with probably 9.25. I would say that, you know, we spoke openly in the dressing room. There are good sides and there are bad sides. The disappointing side is we've played against a very good team with 10 men, if you can call it that. And the first goal is a misplaced pass. We've conceded, I think, 3 goals from corners.
Yeah.
You then have a penalty. And so still there's difficulties in the penalty area, which maybe we wouldn't have suffered with Rob, who knows. But the other side to look at it is the team didn't capitulate.
Yeah.
The team played with a good spirit. The team played as a team and worked very hard. And normally in those games where you have 10 men and the goalkeeper's sent off and the centre half comes off and you've got a young kid in goal and you've got a guy barely fit, you'd expect them to carve you open. But the truth is they didn't. And in the second half, good moments from Jason, good moments from Daniel, a disallowed goal from Daniel, a great opportunity from Gus. So look, I don't let the result cloud my judgment. I know we're not far away, but I think circumstances were a little bit overwhelming for some of the young players out there today.
How much do you take out of the second half like that? Because you're right, it was certainly going forward much more dangerous than the first half, but to what extent can you take much out of that when Folkestone, it seemed like, really took the foot off the pedal at 4-0?
Well, I think you've got to give credit to the players, in as much as I think the opponent respectfully is not as important as what I'm seeing from our players. And what I saw from our players was an attitude that they wasn't going to capitulate, they wasn't going to give up. You're seeing Gus still making driving runs, making opportunities, winning penalties. You're still seeing an ambition to do the right thing. And you know, I'm sure you've seen many teams and many players in your time here in that situation when you're 3-0 down at half time, there's no goalkeeper, there's no centre half, the guy that come on is injured. Important players are also missing. It would have been so easy for the players to give up. And rather than focus on the negatives and work with the blame culture and speak of, you know, the goals that we conceded, I would prefer to concentrate on the team ethic of we're not going to give in. It's a tough game, and we're just going to do our best. And you know what? Teams with lesser character would have come here and they would have lost 7-0. And in the end, in the second half, we could have scored a couple of goals and we'll move on, we'll dust ourselves down. I've said to the players, don't be sad. don't be disappointed. Understand today is a victim of circumstances, and some players have been thrown into the firing line that maybe aren't ready. The goalkeeper, Jerry being injured, Declan's out as well to make matters worse. But we'll move on together and we'll work hard on Tuesday and look forward for Horsham.
You mentioned Horsham and you mentioned Mason having to be in the squad today because of the injuries to the squad. Can you give us a bit of an update on where some of those injuries are up to and maybe what we can expect from the squad on Wednesday?
Yeah. Harry Osborne is obviously a serious injury, and I don't think Harry will be fit this season. Okay. Fabio is not coming back anytime soon. I think that could still be a minimum of 6 weeks up to 3 months. So that's a couple of issues. Certainly, Nyron Clunis injured his groin in training. Declan pulled his hamstring in chess hunt. Yeah. Teo was injured against Worthing. So the list is growing. So we do need to make 1 or 2 decisions in bolstering things up a little bit for the coming weeks, because we are threadbare, and we saw that we were threadbare today. Jay Barton's come into the squad. He's a lovely player. I think he's going to be really good, but we need to give him time. We want to see Jay Barton at his best. To throw him on today, I think is largely unfair. Jonathan Joshi is a lad that has done tremendously well in training. He's had a spell with Molesey, done really well, so he's been recalled today. But probably, you're talking about young men who's really inexperienced. It's not almost fair to put them on the football pitch today. So the truth is, the injuries are worse at the end of the day than what they were at the beginning of the day. So we're going to have to look at 1 or 2 things to see how we can readdress that on Wednesday. And
any chance of recalling Elliot on loan from Wednesday? Or I don't know what the terms of that agreement and when that runs out. Or
yeah, Elliot's loan move is currently up for review.
Okay.
So those conversations will take place on Monday. We need to obviously look in the central defensive area. Yeah. Obviously, because at the moment, Cookie, Declan, Jerry are struggling, and with the greatest of respect to Mason, I think that we can expect a goalkeeper to be in the building as well in the next few days.
Because it'll be next Saturday.
It will be next Saturday.
Is that harder as well for next Saturday? Because if it's a trophy game, you're almost not going to want non-league clubs might be hesitant of sending someone over on loan because it's more likely that they'll be cup tied. So does that make, of all the games that we might need to bring a loanee in for, it's almost the worst possible one?
Yeah, it is. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. It's like I said, everything seems to be conspiring against us at the moment. But we're strong. We're unwavered in the dressing room. We know we're a good team. The results just recently haven't been what we've wanted, but the game we beat Bowes and Pitsea, we went on to Worthing. It was an epic contest, which I think was one of the best games of football I've been involved in this level. Any team could have won. Worthing just come through that day by the narrowest of margins. Cheshunt, albeit not the best game, 2 minutes away from big 3 points. And today, within the first 4 minutes of the game, we lose our goalkeeper. Within the first 10 minutes of the game, we lose a centre half. And you either roll over and die and you go home and cry, or you deal with it. So I'll deal with it, the players will deal with it, and we'll be ready for Wednesday.
Well, hard luck today. See you Wednesday.
Yeah, and I've just got to say, before that I do, the relationship with the team and myself and the supporters is something that we're really proud of. I've never been prouder of the supporters today, and the way that they cheered the team on and were singing my name and the players' name right to the end really is inspirational in days like this to get it right for them. So it shows how strong this club is, and don't think it doesn't go unnoticed, because it always does.
Great, thanks.
Thank you.